catch the movers and shakers. The brightest minds from across the country talking about what makes them tick. This is Rock the Talk on indigomusic.com.
Welcome to yet another edition of Rock the Talk right here on indigomusic.com, and very excited to introduce my guest for today, one of the most celebrated chefs in the city, also an author and a consultant. Chef Abhijit Saha is on the other side. Hi Chef, welcome to Rock the Talk.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, last time we spoke on air and it was so much fun, and so now here I have you on video, so looking forward to this one. And Chef, you have ran a couple of the most popular joints in the city. Well, you know, in 2020, I don't think any joint is popular, but now you are a consultant, and you're actually consulting for the Bengaluru International Airport. Tell us about this transition that you've taken.
So basically, even when I was running my own restaurant, I used to do consulting work because I always felt that I have knowledge to help people who aspire to become restaurants or who have the inclination to become a restaurant or intent to become a restaurant but do not have the technical know-how. So I always did that as a part of my work with avant-garde hospitality. That is what, while running my restaurant, I used to consult for resorts, for corporate houses, as well as for individual entrepreneurs. So this opportunity came up actually 2 years ago with the Bangalore International Airport, where they wanted to revamp the complete lounge operations and make it into a world-class lounge. So that is what it is. So it is that idea with which I came on board. And since then, it's been a great roller coaster ride. And we have been looking into concepts. We have been looking into creating something that is different, something new that probably Bangalore has never seen, and also India has definitely never seen. And it is going to be something that is such a refreshing change after the lockdown is over and after the pandemic is gone, that people will feel that they have arrived at a new world when they go to the airport.
Sounds very, very exciting. So anything that you can reveal to us right now on some of the changes, or is it all hush-hush for now?
It's a bit hush-hush, but it's all about the lounges, the experiences there. It is going to be something that is spectacular in terms of world-class. That is what is our aim, that we want to give the consumers or the customers or guests who are flying, a world-class experience in terms of the lounge. And now the lounge is going to be having different sections. So it is not just a singular experience. So you are likely to have, different food experience and different beverage experiences all within the same space.
All right, that is amazing. One thing a lot of people like to do, especially when you go to the airport, the Bengaluru International Airport, is that they complain about the drive and how long it is. And so now maybe less to complain about because we have a world-class experience waiting for us in the airport. So I think something to look forward to.
Sure. Because, I think now people will intend to drive earlier and would like to reach the airport earlier just to make sure that they can spend some time in the lounge. It's something that is our promise and we will definitely fulfill.
All right. And so you obviously are excited about this new project, but are we going to see you not get back to the restaurant business, or is that also something that's going to happen in the near future? Again, will you be back to doing what you were doing?
It is for the time being that I have let go of restaurants, but I am not completely out of it. I'm still a consultant for Red Rhino, which is in Whitefield, and I soon will be looking into my new ventures, which are post-COVID ready. I have been running restaurants which were created 10, 12 years ago, and they have been landmark restaurants. But new times call for new thought processes and new ideas and implementation of new concept. So I believe in this motto of refresh, reboot, and relaunch. So that is what it is. So you cannot keep going with something that has been there for a long, long time. Today, the new generation, the generation next, the millennials, they're always looking for something new. And I will represent Bangalore with something new and different as we move forward.
All right, Chef, fine dining has definitely been hit harder than a lot of other sectors. And so what do you think the future is going to be like for fine dining, say early 2021? How do you think people are going to cope?
So I think that you are right when you say that fine dining has been very hardly hit, and also, the restaurant business as such has been hit. So
Right.
it is time now for fine dining restaurant to adapt themselves, come up with a concept of menu which are shorter, which are seasonal, and which are delivery friendly. Because
Right.
I'm not sure that how quickly are the customers going to come in for the dine-in experience. So I
Right.
don't believe that fine dining is actually dead, but the way that it is going to evolve, I think, is going to be more of a casual fine, when things come up. Because people do like food that is served in fine dining style, but they
Right.
don't necessarily want to be in stiff ambiances and, closed in environments where there is too much of contact. So that
Right.
is, I think they will have to adapt themselves to.
All right, so we're actually going to see a world where delivery and fine dining fuse together. So that's going to be interesting to see for sure.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And also, Chef, I mean, we have to talk about food, of course. I mean, that's the obvious. So tell me about that one comfort food that has held you quite well during this pandemic, something that was your go-to.
So I'd like to make a paella, because
Okay.
we are so used to eating risottos and biryanis and all of these rice dishes. But I think
Right.
that paella is still very undiscovered. It is one
Absolutely.
of the most easy and the most spectacular and stunning dishes to enjoy. It is the ultimate comfort food. It comes with the best of ingredients. You have saffron, you have seafood in it. If you want to make it vegetarian, it's up to you. You want to make it with chicken, it's up to you. And you do not have to go in for the bomba rice necessarily. There are many varieties of rice that is available in India that you can do it with. And then you have the sofrito, and you have, which is like basically nothing but a tomato sauce, and the picada, which is a mix of garlic and parsley. So this combination, of herbs and the tomatoes and the essence of the seafood and the aromas from the rice and saffron, make it a perfect dish. And it's been raining a bit, it's been a wet weather, so there's no better way or time to enjoy the paella in the middle of your house when it's raining outside.
I think that was just such a perfect answer. One of my favorite dishes as well. Love that. All right. Time for a rapid fire round, Chef Abhijit Saha. I think this is going to be fun. So quick answers. Hope you're ready.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Aloo in biryani or pineapple on a pizza? Which one is more okay? If I could say
Aloo
that.
in biryani is definitely great if you know how to use it. It's amazing. It really adds to the dish. Aloo and the the egg. How
All
it's
right.
started. Towards the end of the Lucknow, the Nawab's
All right.
regime. Towards the end of the regime, they moved to Calcutta, and they had become poorer than before. And when they settled in Calcutta, so they
Right.
decided that we have less of meat, and so how do we make up for it? So they started adding eggs and potato to the biryani, and I think it makes it even more interesting and exciting. Otherwise, it can become monotonous.
All right. Perfect. Spoken like a true Bengali. Biryani for sure. All right. And then a 3-course meal or a 5-course meal? Which one would you pick?
For me, these are two different experiences. 5-course meal in a fine dining environment with the creativity of the chef and the pampering is something that I always crave for. Whenever I travel, that is what I used to serve in Cape Berry, and we always love to do that. So basically, for me, currently under the current circumstances, a 3-course meal is more ideal than a 5-course meal, and that is what I believe is the way forward.
All right, perfect. And the food capital of India, according to you?
Food capital of India.
The food capital. Sorry? What's that?
I said Abhijit Saha.
No, I'm looking for a city though.
I think India is a food capital, has got many food capitals. It will be unfair. You can't ask such questions. India is a large country, even though I'm in Bangalore and I'd like to believe that Bangalore is, but there's something beautiful to offer in Hyderabad. There's something so good in Delhi. There's something good about Mumbai. You go to Ahmedabad, there is something so
your favorite. Everybody has their own personal favorites, I guess. So your favorite is what I'm looking for.
My favorite food capital.
Yeah.
My home, I guess. Again, I said, my wife is a great cook, and I love Bangalore. But I really can't give you an answer which can be called as the food capital of India. Almost all cities, major cities, are evolving because today there is a lot of creativity that chefs are putting in, and they are taking from the traditions of the past, the regional cuisines, and all of that is coming together to create completely a new, style of food that is becoming so popular in India.
All right, always a diplomat, Abhijit Saha. Okay, I don't know what went wrong there. All right, the next question: a dish you wouldn't mind eating every day.
There's no such dish in this world. You can't eat a single thing every day.
Wow, it's getting really difficult to get any answers out of you, Chef.
I'm telling you the truth. If anybody gives you an answer that is otherwise, is probably telling you a lie. You sit with a person for 10 days and make him eat the same dish, even if it's the best dish in the world, he or she may find it difficult to consume that. But if you ask me, a few dishes that I can consume on a daily basis is probably, fish curry on a rice and an egg and a toast. These are comfort food. Basic food is something that there's no exotic dish that you can probably, consume every day in a year.
Absolutely, yeah. Fish curry and rice sounds really good. Yeah. That's a great go-to meal every day. And okay, this question is your recipe for success.
The recipe for success has to be, perseverance and the ability to think afresh every day.
All right. Your recipe for 2020.
Be careful, but don't be scared and stay safe.
Okay, and all right, this last bit is basically, I just want to ask you about some of the common mistakes people make with some popular dishes. All right, if you can share a little bit of your knowledge to the layperson listening in to this conversation. So, common mistakes that people make when making scrambled egg.
Do not put the gas beyond, the lowest level, beyond the lowest. So you have to cook it at a very, very low temperature. And use some cream or milk to give it that, buttery kind of a texture.
All right, great. I think, perfect. Because never overcook your eggs. I think a lot of people overcook their eggs. And common mistakes people make with biryani.
Common mistakes people make with biryani. I think there is no right or wrong recipe for biryani. There are every recipe that is there. Do not leave the meat or the vegetable, even if you're preparing vegetable, don't leave it too dry. So basically, the top layer, the layering of the biryani is where the trick is all about. So there are different ways of biryani. Again, there is a kachi gosht ki biryani where the complete this thing is in the bottom, and then there are ways of layering it in different ways. So I think people make a mistake, I think, there also. And also, not using saffron for a right biryani is also a big error. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't overspice it. Get all the flavors together. Ghee, saffron, spices, meat, rice, and the fresh, coriander, mint, and the fried onion together.
Wow, this is absolute gold. We have one of the most celebrated chefs in the city, Chef Abhijit Saha, telling us what we should be doing and not be doing. And I have one more for you, Chef. A pan-fried steak. What is the mistake that a lot of people make when frying up a steak?
Don't overcook it.
Don't overcook it. All right.
Try to have it medium to rare or medium at best, because that is the best way to enjoy a steak.
All right, lovely. We're going to leave it at that. Thank you so much, Chef Abhijit Saha, for joining us today on Rock the Talk. And before you leave, just a word of advice for people out there. Maybe people who are missing out on, the dining experience in the city, and your word of advice, and what can they expect maybe 2021?
I guess in terms of dining experiences, we've already hit rock bottom and eating out. So I think the worst is over. So Restaurants are all very excited with the, service of alcohol now being allowed. So I think that when one goes to the restaurant, one must be taking precautions. You should not be going to too many crowded places. Also, it is the responsibility of restaurants and food service outlets to allow a certain number of people and maintain a kind of hygiene that we would like our family to experience under the circumstances. Because if you want to win the trust of the customers back and you want them back to get a great experience, you must follow the rules of hygiene and the post-COVID norms so that, people feel safe and happy while they're dining.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Chef Abhijit Saha, for joining us on Rock.
Thank you very much. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Well, that was celebrity chef Abhijit Saha joining us today on Rock the Talk. And of course, we will have a lot more from where that came from right here on indigomusic.com. I'm Melvin, and I'm out.